Hey everybody. So this particular research paper is called VideoGameBench: Can Vision Language Models Complete Popular Video Games? And it's put out by Princeton University. This particular research paper caught my eye because this is a topic and a business idea that I had 2 years ago. Like I tried 2 years ago flat out to get investors involved in this idea, and I couldn't pitch it well enough to investors at that time, right? I knew that this was and is going to be the avenue forward for this, and so I mean I tried to be too far ahead of the curve, right? And for like people with like the money to figure out and to dumb it down enough for them, but within this, now we're starting to see more and more research coming out around these things. So at the time, it was like AI and video games, like what the heck, right? And then it'd be easy to lose out on discussions and debates because there's a lot of misinformation that comes out around AI, right? And a lot of people, everyone has an opinion around AI, interestingly enough, and then everyone's willing to voice it, and they're willing to voice it like prominently, and then so within that, like if you're I think AI video games are the future, and I think that AI agents aren't working. Like you stand out like 100% from like 95% plus of people that are out there, right? And then so it's just easy, like, hey, this guy's like talking about video games and AI, like just okay, let's ignore that guy on face, right? But so here we are, Princeton University, and then in this particular instance, their whole benchmark, they create a benchmark very specifically that they call VideoGameBench, and then VideoGameBench is interesting, right? And then the interesting thing about it is that to me, like the results are that so. LM models, or VLM models as they're currently called now, they can't compete on this VLM bench, this video game bench. They score literally 0.48% as far as completion, which is extremely low, right? And there's reasons for why that is extremely low. So we introduced VideoGameBench, a benchmark which challenges VLMs to complete in a real-time a suite of 10 different popular video games from both handheld consoles, Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and PC, Microsoft DOS. Solving video games relies on fundamental multimodal reasoning abilities like spatial awareness, etc. Yes, I like so. The bottom, to me, these models, if it's learning, right, let's assume that it is, right? Let's just make that assumption. Let's not debate it. Let's just assume that it's true. Like one way or another, it's either true or false, right? And if you want it to be false, you're going to debate that it's false all day long, which is fine, right? But let's just assume it to be true and then see what happens and experiments with that, and then experiment forward from there, right? There's no harm in that. Like if it's 100% false, okay, everyone's just wasting their time and money and energy, okay? Why not? Like people can do whatever they want with their time, money, and energy, right? And so let's assume that to be true and then go forward from that, and then within that, certain things and certain patterns tend to emerge and come out of that, and we get interesting research like what we're seeing within this, right? And then within this, and an output of that is that video games end up being very good training models for these systems. If only someone had recognized this 2 years ago and was literally trying to point out these things 2 years ago. Here, I mean, like June 8th, 2023, right? Like, AI video games. We're developing a new platform that uses AI video games to train AI models. Our platform is unique in that it uses a form of reinforcement learning that cannot be replicated through sheer data feeding alone. This is 2 years ago, bros. This makes our platform ideal for training AI models for subjects in which it is hard to obtain large corpuses of data to initially train AI models. Our business model is to license our individual video games to companies looking to train their AI models. We'll also generate synthetic data from AI models trained on our platform, which we can then sell to other companies. We plan to launch our first 2 prototype games in July 2023. We'll then train on various untrained and pre-trained AI models using our prototypes to generate benchmarks against existing training methods. We believe that our methods will measurably improve benchmarks over all purely data-based supervised learning training methods. It's a huge market opportunity, huge competitive advantage, being 2 years ahead of the whole entire competition whatsoever. Lots of projected financials, and then so if you're interested in it, just reach out, right? Here it is. I couldn't get investors to understand this 2 years ago. Like why? Like what's the correlation between video games and AI? I don't know, bro. Like I mean, like it takes someone like Princeton in order to point it out to you, right? So here we go. So it's not me, right? So within this, very simplistically and straightforward, this is a list of games that they play. So their framework is very cool within this, right? Like so they release VideoGameBench, and then VideoGameBench they give exactly what it is and then how to build it. So VideoGameBench is a benchmark composed of a diverse suite of 23 curated video games split across a dev and test set with an environment to evaluate and communicate with VLM-based agents. The task is to solve the core objective of each game, for example, defeating the final boss in Super Mario Land or completing the entire single-player campaign for Age of Empires. They give the framework for how to do it. It's all Python based, utilizing emulators in order to build and have the games run through within Python. They outline the games here: Quake, Prince of Persia, Super Mario Land, Doom, Warcraft 2, Oregon Trail, XCOM, Scooby-Doo, Age of Empires, Pokemon Red, like a whole diverse list of games, right? And then so you can pick your game and have the model go through it. What we care about is the benchmark performance. And then the benchmark performance here is very straightforward and simplistic in this game. Like, I mean, so like flat out, there's only 2 games that the models were currently able to do anything in whatsoever. And then so GPT-4o was able to complete 0.9% of Pokemon Crystal, and Gemini 2.5 Pro was able to complete 4.8% of Kirby's Dream Land DX. So interesting there, like those 2 games, and then those 2 models, but those are like literally the only ones that were able to perform anything. And then so relating to like if you're aware, there's like a Claude plays Pokemon, etc., right? So models that currently exist, and the models that currently exist do much better than these performance benchmarks, right? So what's the difference there? Very straightforward and simplistically, this benchmark is much more strict and stringent with regards towards the standards. So like with like Claude Plays AI, they point out that there's a lot of like helper tasks and like helper tools that are given to the model that are kind of like, if you're benchmarking it, like kind of questionable whether or not it's actually like giving the model like too much information. Like it's giving it way more information than a human would have access to at that point, right? And then so the point is to make it a very stringent benchmark and like very, very stringent in this instance in order to just avoid that. They just cut out all of that. Like they don't figure out like where are we going to cut the knife within that cleanly. They're just like, it's all gone, like cut it all. And then so you get this, right? Which is, I mean, this is good overall. To me, this is good. This is exactly what would be and is expected within this and within these models and within the current way that the models are trained. And then so to me, like why exactly is this expected to me? From my perspective, it all comes down to model training, right? Like so the fact that they like not all models score 0%, and especially that 4.8% from Gemini 2.5 Pro with regards towards Kirby is stating a lot, right? That's not there has to be something with regards towards a what we consider or is in the realm of thought in order for that to occur, even that 4.8%, right? So that's enough in order to work with and to dissect and to distill. And I mean, I'll say that here at this point, flat out, I had this idea 2 years ago, right? This has been flat out the most interesting and intriguing thing to me overall when it has come to AI. Like a lot of my research overall, what has driven it forward, what drives me forward, what makes me think about these questions overall is around this framing very specifically. This has intrigued me for a long time because I very much see this as the way forward, right? Like I think that AI models will learn via video games. There will be AI video games. We'll have video game benchmarks, etc. I think that video games are very, very important to this equation on a level that like people don't understand. And then so like I would love like above any other opportunity to get into something like this. I can't stress that enough, right? Like I just I gave up on finding investors that would like flat out just understand this 2 years ago. Like I mean like To me, it makes perfect sense if you just understand and you're wrapping your head around all of it, right? I can lay out every single aspect of it to you. I can tell you how it works from a psychology standpoint, from a physics standpoint, from a mathematics standpoint, everything. Like I don't just make these things up, right? I'm not like just pulling like random stuff out of a hat, like video games and hyperdimensional computing and swarm algorithms, and like let me just pull these random concepts. Like they mean stuff, and they're based off of research, and they're based off of a ton of research, and I haven't missed yet. I'm batting 1,000 on this. Like I mean, like if this were the like MLB, I'd be in the Hall of Fame 50 times over at this point within this. Like I mean, I can't like I'm like just pointing that out overall. And I get that ticks some people off, and I don't care if that ticks you off. Like flat out good if it ticks you off. Like that's the point, right? Like if it ticks you off, I've had this conversation with you at some point, and then at some point you wrote me off, and then here you are now, like having to eat crow. So eat your crow, bro. Downvote and move on, and whatever you want to do. But so. Here we go. Video game bench. Can vision language models complete popular video games? Answer at the moment is no, that they can't. They very much can't. But if this is a question that interests you, if you have any curiosity about this, I am what would be the one of the like handful of foremost experts when it comes to this very specific topic here. I guarantee you I have research, insights, etc. into this very specific question that not even Princeton University has. Like I can give you information and propel this forward, and I'd be willing to advise in any sort of role with regards towards this specifically because it intrigues me so much over that. Just pointing these things out overall, and then so if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.